What's good, YouTubers? NeoNexudus here, bringing you a deck profile of my DDDs now at full power. Okay, so I'm still not 100% on this list. I'm still messing around with a couple of things. Obviously, the next couple of weeks, well, the next week will sort of tell us what's the popular build and probably what's the most effective. I mean, there's not a lot of room for innovation with this deck. It's all pretty much standard, considering nearly every single card in this deck is a combo piece. But, you know, it takes about a week or so for new decks to iron out the creases. So, yeah, this is my current build. And let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so we've got 3 DD Salvant Thomas. In the Pendulum Zone, he allows you to get back one of your face-up Pendulum monsters from the extra deck back to your hand, which is pretty nifty. He's a level 8, so we can trade him in. He's a dark, so we can lure him away. And when he is on the field, you can destroy one Pendulum Zone monster and special summon a level 8. I think it's a level 8. Yep, one level 8 triple D monster from the deck to the field, but its effects are negated. So basically use him to special summon out Ragnarok. Okay, so moving on, we've got Abyss King Ragnarok. Basically in the Pendulum Zone, if you summon a DD monster, you can special summon one DD monster out of your graveyard, but all battle damage for that turn is halved and you take 1,000. Monster effect is that when he is special summoned, or normal summoned I think as well, this guy's, yeah, normal specials, you can special summon one triple D monster out of the graveyard. Note that is triple D, not double D, because reasons. I wish it was the other way around. You know, I wish it, you know, both effects summoned a DD rather than a DDD. But yeah, so basically, if you got this guy in the graveyard, you can't bring him back with this guy. Unfortunately, I've done that so many times on Dev Pro. Sorry, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, and thinking I'll just get back my Thomas, make a rank 8, nope. So, yeah, be careful what you use his effect on. You know, make sure you have targets. So we've got 3 of this Ragnarok. Then we've got one of the new cards. It's called DD Salvant Copernicus. Essentially, he's an Armageddon Knight. I haven't actually read his Pendulum effect. Pendulum Summons DDs. This effect cannot be negated once, but while this card's in your Pendulum Zone, you can negate, activate a spell card that would inflict. Okay, so basically in the Pendulum Zone, he can negate a spell card that would inflict damage to you. He's a scale 1, which is pretty nifty, I suppose. Level 4, dark, 0 attack, 0 defense. We just use him as an Armageddon Knight. We rarely ever use him any other way. He's just a combo piece to get our Slimes and Lamia into the grave. Running 1 DD Orthos. I'm sort of hesitant whether to cut 1 Copernicus or the Orthos for double maxi in the main. But then again, this deck is very much a going first deck. You want to set up your big board of negates, and you don't really want dead cards in your hand. You can get enough of those as it is. You want every card to be as live as possible, and Maxi's kind of dead on the first turn. So this one, sort of going triple Copernicus and the 1 Orthos for now. Orthos, he is essentially, in the Pendulum Zone, you target 1 other DD or Dark Contract card and 1 spell trap card your opponent controls and destroy them. So it's essentially a searchable double Cyclone, if that makes any sense. And then the monster effect is when you take damage from a card effect, you special summon him from the hand, but you can't summon anything but fiends for the rest of the turn. Then you got bread and butter of the deck, triple DD Swirl Slime, Green Slime. He is like a polymerization. He will fuse any monster in your hand, well, any DD monster in your hand, to make some of the fusions, and then you can banish him from the grave to special summon out a DD monster from the hand, which comes in very, very handy. Handy. Then we got Red Slime, aka Necro Swirl. So what he does, he's a Miracle Fusion for DDDs. When he's in the graveyard, you can banish him and then another DD monster to special summon a fusion monster in your extra deck. A DDD fusion monster, and you can only use it once per turn. Same with the Swirl Slime. Annoying, because if you could fuse multiple times in the hand with Swirl Slime, if you like open multiples, it would be really good. But yeah, these guys allow you to fuse from the hand and from the grave. Don't really want to see Necro in hand unless you've got the green slime to back it up, or a Dark Contract. Then we've got Salmon Kepler. He's your rotor of the deck. He allows you to get to your Dark Contract cards when he's normal special summoned. Or you can return one Dark Contract or DDD to your hand if you have stuff on the field, but you don't really want to do that. It's a bit of a waste of summon. He's a level. He's air. We'll get there eventually. He's a scale 10, which is interesting, but every turn he goes down by 2. So that's kind of shit. So, you know, if you're going to use him as a pendulum scale, make sure you're winning on that turn, really. So, then we've got DD Lamia. This card is the card that we've been missing for absolutely ages. That allows us to make Gus King Alexander. So, yeah, she's a level 1 tuner. She brings herself back from the graveyard by sending a DD from your field or your hand to the graveyard. And it doesn't work on pendulum monsters face up on the field, because pendulum monsters face up on the field can't be sent to graveyard via game mechanics. So, you can't send your Kefla, you can't send your Ragnarok, etc. if they're on the field. You have to send something else, preferably a slime. Or just get rid of one of your contracts on the field, you know. So, yeah, she's pretty nifty. You know, it's one of the sort of cards that been missing to give this deck any power. And then to finalise the monsters, I run 2 teched Vanty's Fiends, because we don't like the opponent to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So if we cannot get into our triple negates or even remotely any of our sort of big negate cards, we can drop the Vanty's Fiend to stop them special summoning. They may have a board wipe, but, you know, this is a sort of main deck floodgate, if you like. Plus it's a fiend and it's a dark, so it kind of works, you know. Moving on to the spells. Get a position. There we go. We've got 3 Dark Contracts with the gate. This is essentially your rotor for the deck. It allows you to add any DD monster from your deck to your hand once per turn. But what it doesn't do, it doesn't act like Tenki. You have to activate it, and then you have to activate the effect manually. And this is only once per turn. So if they fuck you up with an MST or a Twin Twister, when you say declare activation of effect of Dark Contract with the gate, you cannot activate the effect of another Dark Contract with the gate that turn. But if they Twin Twister or MST it, as soon as you put it on the field, before you declare activation, you can still play another one and get a search off. So some people might be making that mistake initially, so always keep clued up on that. Then we run 1 Dark Contract with the Swamp King, just the 1 for now. I'm thinking about possibly 2, because, you know, 1 gets destroyed and it's annoying to try and get back for Genghis and stuff. So, yeah, this allows you to fuse from your hand, field and graveyard. You banish from your graveyard and you can send from your hand, and then obviously you fuse on the field. It's a really powerful card, but unfortunately it's a bit of a brick if you see more than 1. Then we've got our consistency. We got the Upstart Goblin or Upstart Hoban. I run triple trade-in. I know people say trade-in's bad, but I'm not paying £150 for Potted Desires. And we need consistency, so I mean, we are running 6 level 8s, so that is essentially half. You know, we have 6 targets for trade-in, and we can search stuff out to trade in, so, you know, Allure of Darkness or Allure of Dankness, 3 of this, because all our monsters are dark. It's alright. You know, bashing shit from your hand can be pretty annoying, but hey. We got Foolish Burial to send our slimes and Lamia and shit to the graveyard. We got 1 for 1 special out of Kefla or a Lamia, or sometimes a Necro Slime, and then we got a Twin Twister, to destroy spells and traps. Just the 1, because we are running the Orthos, and we are generically running a going first deck. So, yeah. And then just 2 traps. Dark Contract with the Witch and Bounty's Emptiness. Dark Contract with the Witch, you discard a DD or a Dark Contract from your hand to the graveyard, and you get to destroy 1 card on the field, so it's like a Raigeki break. But during your opponent's turn, all your fiends gain 1,000. So, you know, the outcome's 38, Siegfried, like 38, what's that other one? Oblivion King, the Exceed, this guy, yeah, he becomes 45 during your opponent's turn. That's pretty broke. So yeah, that rounds out the traps. Going into the extra deck probably needs a little bit of work. Like, I had a space left over I didn't really know what to do with. So I run 1 DDD Divine King Abyss Ragnarok. Get the names right. DDD Duo Dawn King Ragnarok. He is a heavy storm. Upon summon, he negates everything on the field, even face down cards. That does not activate, it is just a continuous effect upon summon, I do believe. And once per turn you can detach 1 material from this card during your turn to set a Dark Contract spell trap from your graveyard to the field, which is pretty handy. He's 3500 beat stick, and also during either player's turn you can detach a material to act as a heavy storm, which is always very nice. You know, a walking negate everything that can heavy storm, and 3500, yes please. We've got 1 Hope Harbinger. He can negate spells. Our optimal field is to have him, Siegfried, and Crystal Wing all on the field at the same time, so we can negate 1 spell, 1 spell trap, and monster effect, and 1 monster effect. So that should really shut the opponent down. We just use Ragnarok and Salbert Thomas, or possibly Beowulf, depending what happened to Siegfried. Maybe we're going to use Siegfried to overlay into him, I don't know. But Siegfried's usually better to keep by himself. So we've got 1 Twish. I run Trish. Apparently we can make this now. It hasn't come up too many times on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I'd rather make like level 8s and shit. Trish is alright. If you can make it, I suppose. I suppose further testing is needed. IRL testing. But for now, we're running a Twish because we can. Big Boy, Crystal Wing, Synchro Dragon. Negate monster effects can only be synchro summoned using a synchro monster and a tuner. So we have to use a level 7 synchro monster to go into this guy. Probably Gus King Alexander, more than likely actually. So yeah, you know, now we can actually go into Alexander, we can now make this. Cyframe Lord Omega, because he's a really good level 8. He can put my banished shit back in the opponent's standby phase, he can rip opponent's card out their hand, etc, etc, etc. You know what Omega does. Then we got DDD Cursed King Siegfried. This guy, he's a 2800 beat stick, and once per turn during either player's turn, you can negate a face-up spell trap card on the opponent's side of the field. Well, not even just on the opponent's side of the field, can negate your own as well, which is pretty nifty. So they play Twin Twister, they play Raigeki, they play Dark Hole, they play Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, blah 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 blah. You can then change his effect and negate it, which is really, really good. And then when he dies, you gain 1,000 for each face-up Dark Contract you have on your field. So we got 1 DD Gus King Alexander. When you special summon a DD monster, you can special summon a level 4 or lower DD monster from your graveyard to the field. That's all he does. It helps us get Lamia back. So just Monster Reborn for Lamia. I've seen some people run this, like DD Dave from Team X Samurai 1. He runs Meteor Burst. I can see why. Like you can stick a Ragnarok or a Thomas or anything in your Pendulum Zone, and you synchro into this guy. On summon, it can special it out of your Pendulum Zone, and it's like an Armides during the battle phase. So, like, obviously, it was more prevalent when Cosmos were around, but we can still make this guy. Then we run 1 TG Hyper Librarian, because we do Synchro Summon a little bit in this deck. We can make a 5 with Copernicus. And drawing cards is good, yeah? 1 Formula Synchron, because we like to draw. And it's a level 2 tuner, which allows us to use this and what's its name, Genghis into Alexander, or Omega. You know, it works. Beowulf, this guy requires 1 DD monster and 1 DD. He's a 3k beat stick. He gets all your DDs piercing. Once per turn during your standby phase, he can heavy storm the field. I run 2 D-Arcs. A lot of people only run 1. This is the sort of extra space that I'm trying to fill. I'm just running 2 D-Arcs because, I don't know, I just feel like 2 D-Arc is more stable. Like, it allows us to synchro into level 8s a little bit more. It allows us to recuperate life points. It's a 2800 beta. You know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then finally, to round off the extra deck, we run 2 flanking DDD flanking Genghis. I don't know why I keep on forgetting his name. Genghis Khan. When you special summon a DD monster, you can target 1 DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. But that's only once per turn. Unfortunately, it's not once per turn per card, because that would be really, really nice. And then when he dies, it allows you to get back a Dark Contract from your graveyard to your hand? Question mark. I destroy a barrel. Or destroy my opponent's card effect. You can target 1 Dark Contract in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Yes, so we're not really using him as a beta. He's sort of our go-between. He's a combo piece. We're using special summon other shit out of the grave. And if he does so die, we get a Dark Contract back from our graveyard. So, yeah, guys, probably a little bit long-winded. Sorry I had to read a few things. But I just wanted to make sure I got it, you know, correct and all that shit. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave me your thoughts on the deck. Leave me room for improvement. I know, obvious, D-barrier, pot of desires, but they're fucking expensive, alright? So, apart from those suggestions, I'm pretty much open all ears. So, without further ado, I've been NeoNexudus, I'm signing out. Peace.